What is up, guys? Wraec here with a new video, and today we are going to take a look at Destiny Rank 6 Mystic Fairy Freya. I want to see if she's good. As you can see, we currently don't have her at Destiny Rank 6. The reason for that is some people wanted to see what she can do as Destiny Rank 5, so you get a better comparison if the upgrade is really worth it to Destiny Rank 6. So let's first take a look at her Destiny skill at Destiny Rank 5. At Destiny Rank 5 we have, after releasing basic attacks, consumes 3 layers of transition power to deal 600% of attack damage to 2 random enemies and reduce their damage reduction by 10% for 2 rounds. Cannot release this skill without enough layers of transition power. So basically, if you run active skill transition power gain, she does 1 active skill, and then on the following turns, if she does 2 basic attacks every time this will trigger. Is not very impactful, and basic attacks, in my opinion, not the best way to trigger such a skill. And on top of that, I already mentioned Mystic Fairy Freya often used in like boss damage teams, Flame Shrine, Star Expedition, stuff like that. And there you really want to run full energy feed, so this will never trigger in those situations, which is horrible. We have a lot of damage stuff here, and I think we're just going to hop into a fight and take a look at it. I'm not a big fan of her, I say that already. She has to be very good at Destiny Rank 6 to convince me that she's worth it, so we'll see if that happens. Okay, so let's hop into the fight. About the team, we basically set everything up to avoid feeding energy, which is a weird thing to do in a way. But I noticed in 1 or 2 test fights I did that she didn't really get enough basic attacks. If she gets hit a lot, like in PvP, you really do mostly active skills. And the basic attacks, well, kinda go missing if you have at least 1 or 2 elusive mirrors on the team. So that's the thing. Starting off with the basic attack here, so we don't have transition power yet. We actually have transition power on active skill. Which I thought would be better even in a situation like this, getting 6 transition power for that. So now we have 6 transition power. Now on the next turn we can do a basic attack and reap the great benefit of this great Destiny transition. Actually, by the way, the Destiny transition, if it would trigger on active skill, would be kind of nice. Reducing damage reduction is actually kind of a good thing. In PvE, some bosses do have damage reduction. The Flame Shrine bosses are one example. They have 50 damage reduction. Removing that with MFF would be great, but of course, if I run my Flame Shrine team with a full energy feed, I never trigger that. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. So now if we can remove that CC, let's see what happens. I activated the pivot node that can twine enemies. She's a ranger, so she's not really like the CC hero, doesn't get a lot of CC buffs. It's probably not that great, but still, maybe we can make something happen here. Let's see. No, 0 twines. And if I didn't tell you that there is a Destiny transition skill, I think you wouldn't have noticed. So yeah, this is a bit horrible. Can we stay below the active skill threshold, please? Okay. That was another basic attack. And yeah, that's not a whole lot happening. We even have damage nodes equipped. That is, by the way, that is not a bad Mystic Fairy Freya at all. She is actually, she's an A tier, I think. Giant Killer, Defier, Precision, I think was the role. And even a homeowner, so she has a decent amount of attack, which kind of makes this now even more sad, because her active skill, as we're about to see in a second, will hit substantially harder than the basic skill. So really, with the basic skill, we are not looking at any fancy things, nothing remotely comparable to other heroes that have Destiny transition, such as Star Alchemist, Stormsong, or something like that. But we'll see. Maybe the active skill can do something, can change it once we go to Destiny Rank 6. I think we are going to look at 1 more basic skill, and then we're just going to skip that because I don't see anything happening here. And this skill is not really stacking up or something. It's just going to do the same every single time. So let's look again here. Slow it down. Okay, we hit. We see that it activates. And okay, we saw a bit of damage there. I mean, it kind of brought her down to low life. Wasn't too bad. By the way, this team is intentionally weak. This is an intentionally weak team. and we are fighting against the team from Violet Rain, which has been great for testing, by the way. This team is very tanky, doesn't dish out a lot of damage because it's standard DTV sustain and takes till turn 6 or something until the DTV activates its weakness disclosure. So it gives me an ample amount of time to test. It has been really great, honestly. Okay, another active skill that hits harder than anything we imagined into the basic attack. I think, yeah, we're going to see one more basic attack here. It's going to end the fight, this basic attack. Okay, we still have some more attacks to go. Turn 8. And basic attack. I mean, there was some damage. Okay. Kind of sad. Let me set up Destiny Rank 6 MFF and we'll see what happens. And while I was on the way doing it, if you guys wonder how much it really costs, this is the cost for upgrading from Destiny Rank 5 to 6, 1.25 million. Crystal of Transcendence, actually kind of mad. That's our new skill. After releasing basic attacks, if self owns 3 or above layers of transition power, inflicts Blossom Erosion. I have the slight hope that after releasing basic attacks includes ally basic attacks, that makes this actually a lot better. If it's only her basic attacks, there are some problems with it. We no longer consume transition power. Okay, is not that impactful here as in the case of Stormstorms, for example. Inflicts Blossom Erosion. This is a skill effect apparently. We have no description of it. On one enemy without Blossom Erosion, deals 600% of attack damage to the target. Afterwards, deals 600% of attack damage to the targets with Blossom Erosion. So we see quite a big change here to the normal active skill, normal Destiny transition skill of her. Not entirely sure if it's better in any way. Inflicting this Blossom Erosion is actually important for the second part of it. If self owns 18 or above layers of transition power, which is an insane amount, consumes 18 layers of them to deal extra damage equal to 90% of max HP to the targets with Blossom Erosion. Caps at 5000% of Mystic Freya's attack. So while 90% of max HP is actually a ton, yeah, well, we have the cap here, so it's not actually that impactful. We have a lot of effects that cap at 5000. I think Stark Stormstorm alone has like 3, so it's not that insane. But let's do the upgrade, let's see a fight, and then we'll look. And max Destiny rank, all of these stats are there. 3 million attack from that, by the way, alone is quite mad. So I would say we hop into a fight and see what she can do. Let's just adjust our lineup a little bit. It's saved on a broken space 11 actually. It's auto-equipped. We obviously have that. We have this active skill transition gain. We have the Twine. 50% chance to twine targets for 2 rounds. To definitely need some control precision really to make that work. I kind of like that note. I don't think it's really going to happen. We can get a lot of crit buffs as well. Or some more damage. 8% of targets max HP. I stay with the Twine. I stay with the Twine. I think that's alright as far as we goes. We now here we can look at the stats as well. 45 million attack. It's not really that bad. And as I said, Giant Killer Defy control precision. So it is very decent copy. So I would say we just hop in and let's see what really happens here. Same team as before. Again, active skill transition gain. I think it's alright. We could also go basic skill transition gain, but the thing is, if you want to activate that 18 layer Destiny transition, I think it's kind of difficult. I mean, we want to go there pretty fast. You want to not really do that with basic attacks right now. If we do it with active skills and go with a full now it was entering full energy feed, we could do it in like 3 rounds. Should be cool. Okay, that is now we get a full turn of active skills, right? Okay. And we'll look at it fast because it's only interesting when we get to see some basic attacks, which are probably not going to happen. Because now all of our backline heroes have enough energy to actually use their active skills. Another problem with that skill, I think, might be the Blossom Erosion, because we have to inflict Blossom Erosion by doing basic attacks, and on the other hand, we want to get to 18 layers swiftly as possible. So we really want to minimize the amount of rounds where we don't get Destiny transition, which are the rounds where we do the basic attack. So it is kind of weird. So let's see what happens now. Okay, looks the same as before. Couldn't really see anything happening here. Okay, we didn't get too hardly CC'd. Let's see. I want to see if the Destiny transition triggers. No, it doesn't. Oh god, okay, yeah. It still seems to trigger only when she does a basic attack. And still remains hardly noticeable. I don't know, I really don't want to get into too much bug testing here. Now we are at 12 layers. The Blossom Erosion is... I don't think it's visible on any single hero, at least I didn't notice it. Yeah. I mean, if we don't get to see a huge nuke at like turn 6 from her, when we do our third active skill, then I don't really think she's worth it at all. Just, I will do some more fights before getting to my final judgment on her, but I really don't see it. Let's watch another basic attack. Shoot weapon now. So many effects again in this round that it starts lagging once we do that. I will speed it up. Turn 5. I mean, there is damage. There is certainly damage. She just nuked right into SQH and also the DGN. So we saw that quite a few times, but we also saw that at like lower Destiny levels, at Destiny 5, that she could do some damage. That was the case. The question, of course, remains, do you want to see her like this in PvP? Is that good enough to make you able to run her in PvP? So let's watch that. Okay. We activate our basic attack. Probably going to have to do another basic attack, right? To activate the 18-layer thing. Sometimes those 18-layer things activate whenever they get the 18 layers. But I mean, like, there was big damage here when the round started. So I'm not entirely sure if that was it. No, it's a very weird one. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. It's like that's already the problem. Look, it's already so late into the fight. Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know. We see some damage here, but really, that's a Fairy Queen Vessa. That's a Fairy Queen Vessa, and she did half the damage already. And that's, I mean, like you would say it's S tier Fairy Queen Vessa, but that's really not too insane. That is the Fairy Queen Vessa we are talking about. Okay, it's 49 million attack. It's some good attack, yeah, but it's a priest, it's a healer with some damage capabilities, but nothing too insane. And also already only 9 divine power. Here we have 12. So yeah, I really don't see it. I think it's particularly bad Destiny transition, and I don't really see why you would use it. You have the insane problem that you want to do basic attacks and have to do active skills, because if you don't do active skills, at least every second round, you will never ever see this 18-layer skill activate. On PDE, we could run full energy feed, and then we would get the 18-layer skill by turn 3 or something. That is realistic. That is something you can see in a PvP fight. Here it just doesn't work. That is just impossible to do. You would need like 7-8 rounds or something to even activate that, and then it does like, well, the small part of the damage a TBB active skill does, or a Star Alchemist Tom Xiang would do at the same level when an ally does an active skill. Like, that is so much easier to activate, that is so much easier to utilize, and I think she is still decent support, so at one point you might want to use her. And maybe you will put her in a PvP team, and then this will be like nice to have. But this will be like something you build as a 5th or 6th Destiny transition 6-0. And we are far away from that point at the moment. So I don't really see her being good in any way. And that is not even judging about whether or not this stuff works. A 50% chance to try, and we didn't see that her work a single time. So I can't say if it works, but she's a ranger, so maybe it does. It's just a pretty low probability. Because even with nothing set on that, you have like 10% control immunity and then some immunities to certain CCs. So yeah, might just be blocked. And also it's Twine in endgame PvPs, and a lot of people run Twine immunity, so that might just not work out at all. Yeah, so really don't build her to Destiny rank 6, at least not now. Stay away a bit from her, I think. And other than that, it's now, I think, time for the next hero that we want to make Destiny rank 6, because I only upgraded Mystic Fairy Freya because I wanted to reset her anyway, which gave us the opportunity to test her. So let's just switch that over, and you're going to see who we are going to test next. And there is our next hero. So if you want to see that guy do some crazy stuff, we're going to clear broken spaces with him and everything. Well, then stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and with that, I wish you a great day. We'll see us in the next one.